Compost is organic matter that has been decomposed and recycled as a fertilizer and soil amendment. Compost is a key ingredient for organic farming. Organisms in the process of composting require four equally important ingredients to work effectively: carbon for energy, nitrogen to grow and reproduce more organisms to oxidize the carbon, oxygen for oxidizing the carbon, and water in just the right amounts to maintain activity without causing anaerobic conditions. The most efficient composting occurs with a carbon nitrogen mix of about 30 to 1. The process of composting can be as easy as making a pile of wet organic matter known as green waste and waiting for the materials to break down into humus after a period of weeks or months. Modern composting is a multi-step, closely monitored process with measured inputs of water, air, carbon, and nitrogen-rich materials. The decomposition process can be aided by shredding the plant matter, adding water, and ensuring proper aeration by regularly turning the mixture. Worms and fungi further break up the material. Compost is generally recommended as an additive to soil, supplying humus and nutrients. It provides a rich growing medium or a porous absorbent material that holds moisture and soluble minerals, providing support and nutrients in which plants can flourish, although it is rarely used alone. Compost can be tilled directly into the soil or growing medium to boost the level of organic matter and overall fertility of the soil. Compost that is ready to be used as an additive is dark brown or even black with an earthy smell. Composting can destroy pathogens, unwanted seeds, and even weeds. The Bokashi approach is a Japanese composting approach that uses a mix of microorganisms to cover food waste to decrease smell. It derives from the practice of Japanese farmers centuries ago of covering food waste with rich, local soil that contained microorganisms that would ferment the waste. After a few weeks, they would bury the waste that they later use for soil. The last composting approach I will discuss is vermicompost, which is the product or process of composting through the utilization of various species of worms, usually red wigglers, white worms, or earthworms, to create a heterogeneous mixture of decomposing vegetable or food waste. Vermicomposting is widely used in North America for on-site institutional processing of food waste, such as in hospitals or shopping malls. Vermicomposting has gained popularity compared to conventional composting because it provides a way to compost organic materials more quickly and obtain products that have lower salinity levels that are therefore more beneficial to plant mediums.
Composting is very recyclable friendly, as household trash like bottles and paper can be used for it. It is environmentally safe as it prevents pollution and it also prevents solid waste from getting into landfills. And economically speaking, it is very cheap and something anyone can start. Now, because composting is a very timely process, it will take a lot of work to maintain. It is not good in snow and rainfall. Because you have to put compost in a bin, it will take up space, and because of the decaying material, the odors will come out to be undesirable. The cost of composting is determined by the ingredients, maintenance, and the equipment. The ingredients can be any form of organic matter, trash, or anything else used to form the compost. Equipment includes instruments or any devices used in creating the compost, and the maintenance is the labor that you do. Now, depending on these factors, costs will definitely vary because it will be based upon how it was made, how efficient it is, and how much work the person is willing to put in. In this slide, you can see two different examples of compost tumblers. The one to the left is homemade with a blue barrel, a wooden frame, and a shovel, while the one to the right is one that you could typically see in stores. Now, depending on your money situation, you will either decide to make your own in order to save money, or you will spare the labor and just buy one from a store. However, it is worth noting that this could cost you from $50 to $200 depending on how efficient the tumbler you buy is. In conclusion, we have discovered that composting is a very beneficial tool with a cost that depends on the person, and even though it requires labor, it is worth it in the end as not only are you better off economically but environmentally as well. I'd like to make a special mention of Trey Tyndall, who provided us with the information for the pros and cons. Now, I'd also like to make a special note that this video was made for the senior capstone course, Sustainable Agriculture, taught by Dr. Ella Varthy. Thank you for watching.